Yes, welcome to my high-end and frequency business podcast. My name is Lisette Lucas from the Netherlands, and I'm an international trained high-end success medium and a high-end and frequency business coach. Throughout my podcast series, I help ambitious, empathetic coaches who aim for high-end success, fulfillment, and ultimate life and business mastery, absolutely living and thriving from their stardust potential. I'll give you the tips, the tools, and energy shifts you need to shift to the next level of impact, abundance, freedom, and absolute energy joy. So I hope you're ready to shift with me. Let's go. Reprogramming yourself for high frequency breakthroughs, plus the frequency shift possibilities. Yes, a very warm welcome to the high end and frequency business podcast number 45. Today, we're going to talk about the real reason why you are not yet achieving the desired result, and we're going to talk about how to break through it. Plus, I'm going to share with you the frequency shift possibilities. Well, today is a short podcast because this base and core principle is the most important thing I want and need to share with you. And when you understand that in the deepest of your being, in your core, and when you acknowledge that that's the part you have to work on and have to break through and have to shift, then you can change your life and business forever, for good. So what am I talking about? Well, if you want to get a certain result, want to achieve a certain result, and you're not there yet, there's only one thing you need to do. And that one thing is you have to reprogram yourself. Because when you're not there yet, and of course, we're always moving forward and we're always growing and learning. But when you're not achieving that result that you really wish and want in your life and business, it all has to do with the subconscious layers. And this is the main thread I talk about through all my podcasts, through all my teachings, because this is the most important part. When you stay in that programming of that young version of you, that version of you that was between the age of 0 and 10, always in that hypnotic state, always absorbing everything that was taught to you by life through looking at other people. When you are still running that programming, well, I'm sorry to say that, but then you keep procrastinating, then you will keep playing small, then you will stay that person that always looks at other people and wondering like, how are they doing that? Why can they do what they are doing? And why is everything working against me? And sure, sometimes you can create a small success and then you feel like you're in the flow. And when you've been following my method and when you understand my method, the above the golden line method, you understand then, oh, that was a moment in time that you were standing upon the golden line or above the golden line. And then you can manifest the things you do want and wish in your life. And sure, why can I talk about this? Why can I teach you this? Why can I give you these types of tools? Because I've been going through that myself. I needed to understand what was happening, why I wanted so much to be at a certain place, but it didn't work for me, or I was having success in a business and I started to talk myself out of it, or I started to get a certain feeling that I thought, well, this isn't for me. Who do I think I am? Why should people be listening to me? The imposter syndrome. Probably know that yourself as well. And then I learned, this isn't me. This isn't my pure, authentic me. These are the subconscious layers. This is my programming driving me. And it's so important to understand your programming isn't your driving force. It's your soul and spirit. And the fact that you're listening to this means you know deep down in your core that you're here for something big, something huge, something massive, that you are here for a reason. And you don't even know exactly what it is, but you know you need to keep on looking and searching and learning to find something that gives you that fulfillment. And so I want to applaud you for keep on going and keep on pushing, because it's an ongoing, ever unfolding process. We'll keep on learning. I mean, that's life. That's part of life. It's the evolution of the soul. And that's the most beautiful part. But you always have that choice. Am I going to stay in that victim mindset, that victim mode? Or am I going to turn everything around? Am I going to say, okay, enough is enough? Tony Robbins calls that leverage, that moment where you feel, okay, this is where it ends. Something needs to change. And that's the moment. And I hit rock bottom myself, 2018 it was, working in the UK on a platform with people in the audience, and my subconscious programming took over. And when I go back to that energy of that moment, I can start to cry now because I know how I felt back then. And now I know how I feel now. And from that moment till now, I've been doing so much inner work. I've been doing so much reprogramming work on a daily basis. So don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy, but I'm telling you it's going to be so, so worth it. And that feeling when you stand up or wake up in the morning and you listen to rewiring audios like hypnosis, meditation, hypnotation, whatever feels good for you, or you just sit in silence in the power of your own soul, then you feel, wow, I have a mission, I have a purpose, I have a message to share with humanity. And my message that I'm sharing is that I'm helping to shift 1 million plus souls to the frequency of EnergyJoy and above. And why is this so important? Because it all starts first with changing yourself. And through that change, you can change one other human being. And when you change that other human being, that soul starts resonating as well. And then you get that ripple effect. And then people come to you like, hey, how did you do that? What's your magic ingredient or your magic tool or whatever they call it? When I talk about Stardust, I always like, it feels almost like magic because why? When you tap into that frequency and energy, it starts to unfold like magic. Synchronicities. And it all has to do with stepping into that higher frequency, that higher zone. And how do you do that? How do you shift that frequency? By clearing that old subconscious layers, that old gray dust, that energy, those stories of the past, those frequencies, that's not you anymore. But yeah, it's stored somewhere in your energy field, in your nervous system. And you need to do the work to step out of that. And yeah, sure, that takes a few weeks, a few months, but I can assure you, you can feel and see and sense the difference after a few days already. So yeah, how to break through in your life and business. And why am I talking in this business podcast about this? Because it always starts with you. You are the business. You are the driving force. So when there's no power, when there's no soul power behind it, people feel it. People sense it. It's that magic energy, that magic frequency. It's that powerful energy, that powerful frequency that people feel, and they want to connect to that. But when you're stuck in those old patterns, well, they sense it. They don't even know it, but they sense, yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't feel like I'm completely in tune with that. And then they move on. So how to break through it? Well, I give you my free above the golden line method. And with that, there's a free hypnotation. And that's so powerful, but you have to do the work. So it's like going to the gym, creating new patterns. You have to be consistent. Consistency is power. And that goes the same for working on yourself. So you have to listen to it the way I prescribe it. I'm not a doctor, but I'm a frequency expert as a high-end success medium. I work with energy and frequencies. So I'm giving you this as a recipe for healing your frequency and energy. And as we know, everything starts on the energetic plane, on the 5-dimensional levels and beyond. So when you work on your frequency and energy, it will become eventually your reality in the 3D dimension. So if you've been struggling and you feel like I've tried so many things, it doesn't work for me, I go back to those old patterns over and over again, my business is stuck, please then feel in your heart and your soul. So I want you to ask, please, put your hand on your heart. And without thinking, within 3 seconds, I'm going to ask you a question and listen to that answer. Listen to that answer. Is this the right moment to change your programming? Okay, you got the answer. Trust that. And when you got a yes or a heck yes or a freaking hell yes, whatever came forward, or maybe a no, that's fine as well, of course. But when you got that yes, then act on it. Take action and go for it. Because I can tell you, and start watching your thoughts and the things you say to yourself during the day after listening to this, your thoughts, your words, the pictures you make in your head will talk you out of it. And will say, well, maybe it's safer to stay here and whatever comes forward. So when you heard a yes now, I'm going to share and I'm going to give you an opportunity. First of all, download the Above the Golden Line method with the hypnotation. And when that feels good and when you resonate with that, I'm going to invite you to a special opportunity to work one-to-one with me. I hardly do any one-to-one work anymore. I train groups. I train people through my EnergyJoy Mastery Academy. And that's an online system, online programs. So when you feel and sense, okay, I'm ready to go all in, I want to shift to that next level in a big and massive, huge way, then I want you to reach out with the word REWIRE. REWIRE. And then we can connect, and then I will talk you through the process of how you can work with me one-to-one. Yes, so when you're ready to shift your subconscious programming and your business, because that's totally connected to that as well, you start to do the work, and then your business will shift and thrive through that. DM me the word REWIRE, and I'm really looking forward to connect. Well, thanks so much for listening. The show notes you can find at www.lisettelucas.com/B45. Okay, you can find me on Instagram as well. It's lisettelucas.nl, and I post Dutch videos, Dutch posts, but also English, of course, going to English more and more because I want to reach as many beautiful souls just like you in a way that's available to most of the people, and that's the English language. So looking forward to connect, and let me know what you think of this episode. Bye. Thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to my High-End and Frequency Business podcast. My name is Lisette Lucas, and if you want to join my EnergyJoy world, please drop me a DM, and really looking forward to connect.